Everyone, this is Embassytown by China Mieville. The only other book of his that I have read is Perdido Street Station, which you have right there. Can't recommend that enough. This is one of the best books I've ever read, despite being a chunker. It was a magnificent page turner and made my top 10 list last year when I read it for the first time. I'll say right off the top of my head, this probably won't make a top 10 list this year. Not a bad book by any stretch. I think it would have been best served if perhaps this was a novella. It's not a long book. It's under 400 pages, 340 something. But a little too long for what it is. There's a cliche. I think I mentioned this recently in a video. The old cliche in that fantasy is more about characters, and a lot of science fiction has mostly been about ideas, and this is mostly about an idea. Characters are decent enough, it's a little too drawn out for what you're getting here. So this is a lot of far future stuff, faster than light travel, just kind of there casually. Maybe I shouldn't say casually, because our lead person is a special type of person who can go through the, whatever you want to call it, the hyperspace of getting from one star system to another quickly without getting sick or nauseated or something like that. So she's like a navigator. At least she was for a while. She goes out, explores the stars, and comes back to her home of origin. There was a really neat thing about robots having Turing wear. Is that really a conscious entity? There's what I believe, I can't remember if they use the word nano, but like as children, she tells the tale, her and her friends, where the hosts live, this alien race live, is separate from everything else. And so when they tried to get too far into that neighborhood, this cloud, this smart cloud, starts to rob them of their ability to breathe. And they would play a game to see how far they could get before they need to be rescued. So the idea, the gist of it, is that these aliens, the hosts, have a language that is so difficult to learn. The analogy I came up with in my own head was that it'd be like talking to a dog in English and it only understands smell. And so it's very difficult to communicate with them. There are ambassadors in this that they bred and created to try to deal with this. The hosts have a couple of mouths. They're like, I got the description that basically they're insect-like. It didn't really go into a lot of direct, overdone descriptions, so they're left a little vague, and you can figure things out for yourself. But I think they are basically insect-like. So these clones, these twins, their minds are linked. So they are one person in two bodies. And so that way they can use their pair of mouths to try to communicate with the host, but it's not really very successful at all. And it becomes a problem when this one particular ambassador is able to speak in a way that turns into what is essentially a drug for the hosts. And it goes to the point of them going into a mania, and they wage war trying to get to this ambassador at all times. They become drug addicts for it. For her part, Avis Benner Cho, she really doesn't do a lot. She's just your narrator, and she's telling the story, and she's just observed everything. But she doesn't really do much in the book. She's, I would probably call her a wandering socialite. So she's just out having a good time, and then comes back home, and she's sort of there with the ambassadors, but she's really not one herself. Her primary thing in this is that because language is the sole thing of these hosts, they know her like a dog would know someone by their sense of smell. They know her, they refer to her as a simile. They've come up with a simile that describes her. And these little pieces like that are dropped along to it till it comes to a fruition at the end as to what how that would work and blend together better so they can actually have an understanding. A little too, it wasn't as, I was looking for an intellectual punch in the head. I didn't quite get it here, though it's a really good idea, and I kind of like it for the most part. It just didn't blow me away in the way I was hoping to get. And I would wonder how an actual, like a linguist or language expert would view a book like this if they ever read one. And so that's it for that. Next week, this came to me recently, Low, a novel by Bradford Tatum. I didn't even read this blurb here at all. Willoughby, known back on Earth as the East Hamptons of the Kuiper Belt, is the first sustainable colony on Mars. Willoughby, known as back on Earth as the East Hamptons of the Kuiper Belt, is the first sustainable colony on Mars. Okay, well, the Kuiper Belt is way out beyond the orbit of Pluto, so the East Hamptons of the Kuiper Belt, but it's on Mars. All right. Built by the mysterious geneticist Carlo Yakamura, this settlement encourages the rich to live as they please. They can enjoy decadent homes, physically modifiable partners, meals based on their best memories, and even boutique children known on Willoughby as Builds. Designed to impress even at the dullest cocktail parties, the Builds proprietary motive genes have been sourced from the DNA of some of the greatest artistic disruptors of the last several centuries. But even among a host of uniquely gifted builds, Low is unique and uniquely unbalanced. So what would be the grisliest of murders back on Earth is just an inconvenience on Willoughby. That is why Low is sent to be seasoned by a man we only come to know only as Cook. Can Cook's fatherly hand guide Low to a deeper understanding of the potential and purpose, or is Low's innate power destined to destroy all of Willoughby? Is Low the key to Cook's creative redemption, or is he the cause of Cook's worst nightmare? And once Cook learns the true purpose of Yakamura's Willoughby, will Low or Cook find the colony worth saving at all? Some family drama in what appears to be some kind of transhumanist story. So that is next for next week. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. I know I am going to this Thursday with some family. Thank you all so very much for tuning in.